Hey guys, you let me know if you can hear me all right. Just getting some stuff situated, and we'll get started going through some feedback. So the plan today, I think I can probably take these off. All right, so the plan today is that we're going to go over some of the recommended changes, some of the feedback for the Beastmaster Hunter subclass. And I've got the feedback document here. Can you guys see that when I scroll that? I think you can. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to be going over some of that, and then if we have time, then we'll go over some of the other bits of feedback that people have had, and if you guys like, I can show you some of the other things I've been working on in the past week or two. I've been having some late nights working on lots of different things. Hey, Beat Pete, Twin Steel, EM, Chris, good to see you guys. Glad you guys can make it. The Beastmaster, by way of very quick introduction, is one of the story-based subclasses. So the Hunter is one of the classes, and the Hunter, by default, doesn't get a Beast companion. The Hunter, by default, is sort of like a solo, like ranger, fighter, wilderness tracker, survivalist kind of guy. So that is the idea for the hunter, and by default, you can become a primal stalker, sort of like a more offensively focused class, or you can become a survivalist hunter, more defensive, more can get himself out of trouble, that kind of thing. So what one of the stretch goals was during the crowdfunding campaign was for the story-based subclasses. And one of them was for the Beastmaster Hunter. So that is what we're doing. The Beastmaster Hunter obviously gets a pet, but the thing about hunters and companions and pets and summoning things is it can very much slow the game down. It can cause a lot of troubles at the table. So like with a video game, it's perfectly fine. Like you can do all this sort of stuff. But for an analog TTRPG, having a companion, having additional things at the table to track and things to do and hit points to mess with and extra attacks and all of this can make things take longer. It can other people might resent you for that, or it can just become unfun or too much to handle. So that was the idea of the Beastmaster Hunter, to make it something that is it gets the fantasy, but at the same time doesn't add additional actions to track or stats or things that are overly complicated and fiddly. So with the initial draft that we have here, I think we got pretty close, but people have been filling with it and giving feedback and all sorts of cool stuff. So I want to see what the feedback is, see if we can get it closer to where we want it to be. So I think broad strokes were there, but we may need to make some small tweaks to really make it shine, and that's okay. That's to be expected. So I'm just trying to apply a different spread. There we go. I think we might need just a little bit more space for some additional words. Cool. Hey, Critical Pixel. Good to see you, man. All right, so let's take a look at the feedback document. The Discord. If you guys don't know the Discord channel, the Discord server has been extremely active, playtesting, giving feedback, shooting, sort of knocking around different ideas. But there's like thousands and thousands and thousands of posts. So what some people from the community have done, Edward and a few others, they've taken upon themselves to organize the feedback in this really handy document for me to be able to sort of jump right in without having to read a bunch of backstory. Okay, so is this big enough for you guys to see? I think that's probably big enough for you guys to see. So the how the hunter works is it has these charges, what are called thrill of the hunt charges, that he's able to build up and use. He builds them up during combat, and he's able to use these to have like really big, really powerful abilities. These are on the level of quite high tier like spells in terms of spellcasters, like quite powerful abilities, but it's somewhat challenging to build up thrill of the hunt charges. And just for my own sake, since it's changed over the course of the past few weeks, I just want to sort of refresh my memory on what the base hunter does. So Hunter's Mark, action: a creature you can see is marked. A creature you can see is marked as your quarry for 1 day or until you mark another creature. It can't be hidden from you, and your attacks against it deal additional damage equal to your whiz or level, whichever is higher. So at level 1, you'll be dealing 2 or 3 additional damage, and then at like level 5, 6, 7, you'll be dealing that much. It'll go to your level. Okay, so that was a recent change. I do like that. Thrill the Hunt. At level 2, you can choose 2 Thrill of the Hunt abilities. So these list of abilities down here, you can choose 2 of them. You gain 1 Thrill of the Hunt charge whenever you roll initiative, whenever you land a killing blow against your quarry, and whenever you hit your quarry with a melee attack. So 3 different ways to gain Thrill of the Hunt charges. In most of the Thrill of the Hunt abilities, they trigger off of ranged attacks. So this is primarily a ranged class. But if you want to get more thrill, if you want to get that adrenaline pumping even more, you can close into melee and you can land blows. If you hit your quarry in melee, then you get it. But if you kill them, just however, then you get a charge. So if you kill them in melee, you get 2 charges, which is pretty cool. And then there's a special ability. Let's finish this. If you have no Thrill of the Hunt charges at the beginning of your turn, treat all of your melee attacks as if your target is marked. All right, so say your turn starts and you get your 3 actions. You have your 3 actions. Your turn starts and you don't have any Thrill of the Hunt charges. You can spend one action. You can spend one action to move into melee, and then you can spend your next 2 actions attacking. So you don't have to spend an action to mark your target. So you spend one action to strike a target in melee. You hit your quarry because you treat them. You treat your melee attacks as if your target is marked. So you hit them in melee, you gain a charge, and then say you hit them again, you gain another charge. And if you kill them with your last action, then you have 3 charges. So now at the beginning of your next turn, you have these 3 charges. You can do cool stuff with them. So it's sort of this cycle of, and you don't have to do that. You can still just attack from range, which is safer, but you'll gain these charges a little bit more slowly. And I think it's a cool balance. You can be the ranged hunter, just you stay at range and you're a sniper, or you can be this guy who sort of like closes in to do these final blows and that kind of stuff. So it's open, and there's different lanes. Sorry, I keep hitting my microphone. I'm getting so excited. There's these different lanes that you guys can take. Mr. Fruit Punch, is that Edward? Double King, hey. Ian, Centric, hoping some nice improvements come from the stream. Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, it's been a while since I've looked at the Hunter, so I'm just sort of refreshing my memory and thinking, re-solidifying where things are. Love the whiz or level change. It looks clean. Okay. Great working document. Shout out to the rest of the community because I wasn't the only one. Yeah. Ghostbed. Hey, Brandon. Good to see you, man. It is Columbus Day here in the States, so we are today off. So I'm using that to catch up on work. Okay, so that is where we are with the Hunter. That's the base Hunter, at least. So let's take a look at where we are here. Actually, let's take a look at where the Beastmaster is currently. So Beastmaster, you can choose a small, medium, or large animal as your companion, and you don't gain Thrill of the Hunt charges when you roll initiative. So it used to be, I think it used to be as a hunter you would gain charges equal to your wisdom. So it would be 2 or 3 charges at like level 1, 2, or 3, which is like quite powerful. So like gaining 3 charges when you roll initiative was really, really good. 2 is okay, and like 1 is like, it's fine. So like currently it's 1. So initially this was a much bigger drawback. So I just need to file that away and keep that in mind. So you don't gain Thrill of the Hunt charges when you roll initiative, and instead of the first 2 Thrill of the Hunt abilities you would choose at level 2, you gain Go for the Throat and Protect Me. So those are two unique abilities that you get as the Beastmaster, and you're able to use those with your companion. And what those abilities do is differs depending on what companion you choose. Um, oh, Edward from work. We're just trying to provide some alternate ideas. Yeah. Contact Bruno. Yeah, get Bruno up in here. I just want to give a wide array of other options, so you can check them out. Yeah, yeah. And I did see some notes on balance and things, and yeah, so I expected some of the balance tweaks to be need. I expected some balance needed to be made, and that's okay. And I'm just going to tweak this inset note here real quick so that it doesn't take up quite as much space on the left and the right. Tabs. We can take that down just a smidge. There we go. Okay. Okay, so that you get a minor, very, very minor drawback now, so we may need to address that. We might not need to. So the companion has no stats or actions to track. So you still get your 3 actions between yourself and your companion. Your companion's HP and movement are abstracted. It knows where it is most needed without being told. Whether defending you or attacking your quarry. It is smart enough and you are caring enough to make sure it is never put in mortal danger. Yeah, you can't kill a doggo, sorry. Extra abilities. At the GM's discretion, your companion can also do anything the base animal can do. If it has wings, it can fly. Claws, it can climb trees. A keen nose, it can sniff out scents. Big enough, it could be used as a mount. So like a medium beast if you're like a tiny or small hero, or like a large beast for others, or bigger. Parrot, it can mimic voices, etc. Even more complex actions like grapple or help may be doable if it makes sense. You'll need to spend 1 action to command it to do so, though, since it isn't smart enough to do that on its own. Okay, a small companion like a cat, a bat, hawk, raccoon, raven, rooster, or ferret has keen eyes. It can mark. So each one has a special ability in addition to its 2 thrill of the hunt abilities that you're able to use. Keen eyes. It can mark a target for free once per turn or once per encounter. You can do this, and then at level 7, you can do this twice, and level 11, thrice. And I like the use of thrice there. Thrice is one of my favorite bands from back in high school. Protect me! Whenever you defend, your companion distracts the attacker, causing the attack to miss, and you move up to half your speed away. Once per encounter, and then again twice per encounter. So with the normal, the regular Beastmaster Hunter has this as an ability called, I think it's called Decoy, and it costs a thrill of the hunt charge. But the Beastmaster Hunter with a small companion can do this for free. Or without costing a thrill of the hunt charge. So the small companion is all about efficiency. You can do things for free or things for cheaper. I believe that is exactly the same as Decoy. Let's just double check. I wish this was like on Discord where other people can like hop in and chat. You guys have been crushing it, keeping the feedback document updated and organized. Yep. Oh, you had a baby. Congratulations. Congratulations. Sleep is. Yep. I've got a handful of little babies myself. Congratulations, man. Okay. So let's go to the hunter and let's just double check. We have decoy when you defend the attack misses. Yep. Okay. So that is decoy for free. So we might just be able to. No, we'll leave it alone. And then the go for the throat is sort of the offensive ability. It costs 1 thrill event charge. You and your companion attack your quarry for free, so it doesn't cost an action once per encounter. Okay, so you can spend charges to make free attacks once per encounter, which is pretty cool. And any abilities that cost thrill event charges don't miss, but neither do they generate charges. So you can get like you can get an additional yeah, let me think about that. Well, I'll have to think about that. So I was just thinking like you can get an additional attack against your quarry this way, and maybe like you can set it up so that he's low on hit points, and then like you can make another regular attack to get like the 2 Thrill of the Hunt charges instead of just 1. Yeah, let me think about that. Then we have the medium companion: wolf, boar, panther, vulture, giant spider. Ferocious. Whenever you crit your quarry, your companion viciously attacks them too. Treat crits against your quarry as vicious. Treat. So we already said whenever you crit your quarry, treat them as. Treat these attacks. Treat these attacks as vicious. I think that's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit more clean that way. Protect me. Cost 1 Thrill of the Hunt charge. Cost 1 Thrill of the Hunt charge. Whenever you defend, your companion first attacks the creature attacking you. First attacks the creature attacking you. Attacks that creature. I will say that creature. Whenever you defend, your companion first attacks that creature for 1d4 plus level damage. And then at level 7 it's d8, and at level 11 is d12, level 15 it's d20. Let's do, instead of d4, let's do d6, d8, d12, d20. That feels a little bit better. It's less likely to miss. It's not going to deal like an incredible amount of additional damage, but it's less likely to miss. If it costs a throw on charge, it's not going to miss anyway on a 1. I think it's okay. Okay, go for the throat. Cost 2. Cost 2. I guess we were between. So this should cost 1 for the hunt charge and 2 actions. You and your companion attack your quarry, tripling your hunter's mark damage once per encounter. Okay, so let's think if this is. I think there was some balanced feedback on this, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into this now. I'm expecting some feedback on this because I think I saw that earlier. This I just got to remind myself not to get distracted. This is just about refreshing my memory on where things are. Large companion: lion, owl, bear, elk, giant scorpion, drake. I guess this would be more like a dragon, like a small dragon, than a drake, since it has these 4 arms. But no, I'm thinking of wyvern. That could be a drake. Alpha Protector. Damage from the first attack against you each round is halved. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's quite good. Level 7. Protect me. Whenever you gain a wound, your companion can whisk you away to safety up to 60 feet away once per encounter, and then twice per encounter. I like that. So the large companion doesn't have attacks like like go for the throat. Go for the throat. I'm gonna think about this. So I am right off bat. So I'm remembering where my mind was for some of these things. So go for the throat is something that oh, I'm gonna double up on the mouse. So let's hide that for just a sec. So go for the throat. I remember. I wanted the hunter to be able to use the rest of his through the hunt abilities and not only. Bye chat. I wanted the hunter to so I wanted the special abilities for the Beastmaster Hunter, the special thrill hunt abilities, to not be the only ones that the hunter wants to use. So maybe instead of once per encounter, this could be once per round. Once per round. Oh, I see. I see what I did. So it's twice per encounter, and then once costs 1 charge. Okay, so let's change it back. Let's don't change too much before we look at the feedback. So I want this attack to be very good, but limited in some way, so that you don't own. This isn't the only thrill of the hunt ability that you ever use. That's what the thinking was. So this one cost charges, but it's something you can use fairly regularly. And this is sort of like the one big attack, like the one big takedown thing that you can build up. And their other two things don't cost to throw down charges, so you're saving them up to use this one big one. Go for the throat. Cost 3 charges. In 2 actions, you and command an attack your quarry, quadrupling your hunter's mark damage. If that creature dies, deal half as much to another creature within range. Ooh, that's cool. Sort of like a splash damage type of thing. Kid 2 is somehow both harder and easier than Kid 1. Once they get old enough, Kid 1 and Kid 2, they occupy themselves. They occupy each other, and they need less of mom and dad's attention, which is pretty sweet. Barely made it to the City Mist one-shot. Oh, yeah. So far, it's been great, but the misalignment of their sleep schedules and stuff. Yeah, hope eventually they will sync together. And they had them on first one, airtight sleep routine. Nice. All of my kids, none of them slept well. So it was rough. Bruno has posted about comparing the Hunter and Beastmaster. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check that. How has the companion abstraction held up in recent updates? Beastmaster is a class I've looked into the least. Had 2 baby sweats. Then they went to college. All right, congrats, Terry. The abstraction was very effective in my playtest. The balance was quite off though when we all compared notes. Yeah, that's roughly what I expected. Okay, so I am refreshed on where we are with the Beastmaster. Let's take a look at the notes. Okay, losing field line abilities and charges is a bad trade-off. There's a growing concern that the abilities of the Beastmaster are not commensurate with the losses. Losing field line abilities and charge generation on initiative was intended to allow for powerful pets. Correct. Here's one of the more succinct posts on the topic. We do talk about Bruno? What? Oh, Bruno. Bruno said it. The reason is if you look closely, both the Stalker and Survivalist subclasses, they gain 2 features mixed into one. When they reach level 3, from there on, they gain 1 feature for each of those levels. I have to check if the training regiment is equivalent in power to the subclass game. Okay, the Stalker and the Survivalist are like one. Level 1 is pretty good, and the other is mid. The next level, the other is pretty good. The first is mid. They alternate in power. Okay. This table shows roughly what each. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Let's open this in browser so everybody can see it. Zoom out. Zoom out. We're zooming, everybody. Okay, so I just have to scroll. Stalker level 3, Hunter's Mark for free. Just once, right? Not forever. That'd be way too good. When you roll initiative, you may cast Hunter's Mark for free. Yep. Okay. Hunter's Mark for advantage on the first attack. Advantage on the first attack you make each encounter, not the first round. That's an ability. Throw ability. Skilled Navigator. Okay, so they just have 2 thrill ability. Survivalist, move half speed when you generate charge, which is pretty sweet. Huge health boost. And then they have these 2 abilities. A small beast. Attack once for free. 1 mark for free anytime. Okay, so I think level 3 they are commiserate. I think can you guys I think at level 3 they are on par. I think they're definitely on par at level 3. You give up 2 thrill hunt abilities, but you gain the ability to mark for free. You could gain the ability to mark for free. You gain the ability to attack for free, and you gain the ability to decoy. And then the medium beast gains vicious crits against your quarry for free. Not for free. It doesn't cost you anything. It's just something you do. And then you can deal damage when defending. which might also kill the thing before you take damage, so like a super defend. And then you gain 16 damage for 2 actions and 2 charges once. Let's double check that. 16 damage. I guess we're talking about at level 3. Um, hmm. So something that I like. Oh, let's hide this. So something that I like. So let's come back to this real quick. So something that I like is the ability sort of synergizing with one another. So if the medium beast is ferocious when you crit your quarry, or when you crit your quarry, okay, so the dice of the companion doesn't matter. It's just free damage. It's just free real estate. Okay, so let's change this to 1d8, d10, d12, d20. That feels better because like beasts and things are like stronger than people typically. They're stronger than people. Like a wolf is stronger than a man. A panther is stronger than a man. A vulture might not be, but like they can go for the eyes and stuff. Um, so like man, like humans, bandits, their dice are d8, goblins are d6, kobolds are d4. So I think the base level for this beast should be d8, and that feels good. And we're not skipping any dice. So level 7 d10, level 11 d12, level 15 d20. Okay. I forgot where I was. So we're comparing. Okay, here it is. So deal 1d4 damage when defending. So let's see if that's the case. So cost to charge. So when gain 1 thrill hunt charge, whenever you defend, your companion first stacks for. So on average, it's going to be 5 damage, 5 plus 3, so it's going to be 8 damage. So at level 3, it'll be 8 damage. Level 3, going to be 8 damage when defending. It's going to cost a thrill hunt charge. At level 7, that's going to be 5 plus 7, 12 damage. I mean that's a good chance to. That's a pretty good chance to kill the creature before you even defend. And then when you kill it, let me think about that. I'm having a lot of ideas. Okay. Once protect me. 16 damage. Okay, so this one is what we're talking about. 16 damage for 2 actions and 2 charges once. So let's see if that's good enough. Cost 2 thrill hunt charges, 1 action. You and companion attack your quarry, tripling your hunter's mark damage once per round. So at level 3, it's going to be 9 additional damage. 9 additional damage. That's probably not good enough. That's probably not good enough. So let's compare. So it's 2 actions. So it's 1 action but 2 resources. So let's compare that to say like a level 3 spellcaster. Let's compare that to like a level 3 spellcaster. Open up the core rules. Ooh, look! I got some new art, you guys. I don't know if you guys have seen some of these. So we got the wand of Glacier Strike. Look at that! Like how cool is that? The tip of the wand is like made out of ice. Like I almost wanted to turn this piece of art into like the two-handed war sword of like the glacier or something, because it looks sort of like a sword. I might still do that. And I've got the Harbinger and Sovereign, Abyssal's Claim. I've got art for those 2 things, which is pretty sweet. Okay, let's quit getting distracted. So level 3, just fixing some quick layout things. So level 3, let's go to the fire spells just so we can get a sense of what a level 3 spell is. Well, let's go to lightning. Let's go to lightning. No, let's don't do lightning. Let's do necrotic, withering touch. What would be a good? All right, so let's do flame dart. Let's do flame dart as sort of the baseline minimum damage. So this is costing. Well, no, we'll do ignite. Okay, so ignite is probably a good. So I keep changing my mind. So ignite is probably a good baseline to judge this damage. Yeah, yeah, fire. Because so ignite it's a level 4 spell. It's a tier 2 spell, so you can cast it at no, it's tier 1 spell. Wow, tier 1 spell. That's so good. So it needs this thing that you have to set up, right? So it costs you mana, and the other thing costs you thrill the charges. You have to set it up. It has to be a quarry. So it's in the similar range. You can cast ignite as many times as you want, though. And this go for the road is like a one-time thing. So it roughly equals out. So 4d10 damage. So 4d10 damage, not 4010. 4010 damage is going to average 22, 21, 22 damage. And then for each additional mana spent, so at like level 4, it can deal 6d10 damage. Okay. I'm just going to add some notes here. Mad beast. Oh, you guys can't see this. Let me turn this on. So the medium beast. I'll zoom in for you. Where'd it go? Okay, so the medium. Medium companion. We want it to do at level. Let's say at level 2. We want it to be dealing. What was it? We want it to be dealing some amount of damage. Level 2, we want it to be dealing roughly. Ooh, that was a good roll. Roughly 22 damage. I think would make it worth it. 22 damage. Let's say at level. Well, let's just jump up to like level 6. Level 6. We would want it to deal like 78 damage. So this can be like 39, 38, 39, 38. And then at level 10, you'd be able to cast tier 5 spells. You'd have 4. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be like 10d10 damage. Like 55, 54. Okay. So this isn't exactly where it should be, but like broad strokes. If we're close to this scaling, then we're doing pretty good. Okay, so this is what we want. This is what we want it to be. Let's see what it is, though. Let's see what it is. Heroes. So currently, it is. You and your companion attack your quarry, tripling your hunter's mark damage. So at level 2, you're going to be attacking for a d8. So you're going to be attacking for a d8 plus your dex of 2. Plus your hunter's mark is going to be 2 damage. And then this is going to be times 3. So you're going to average like 12 to 13 damage. So let's see. Okay, so it's currently 13. So it's low currently. So rather than tripling just your hunter's mark damage, what if we just doubled all of the damage? So this times. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm typing in. We'll get there, guys. Sorry. Okay. So what if we just did it times 2? So 17, 18. So it's closer to what we're looking for. Yeah. So rather than, and I think it'll scale better. So let's mark that down as a data point. Okay. Currently 3. Double total instead. It's going to be 18. Okay, so that's closer. At level 6, okay, so at level 6, what would it be? You're still attacking for D8, but your whiz or dex is going to be up to 3, and your level is going to be 6. So if we double that, that's going to average like 28, 27, 28. So it's a little bit low. Double total instead is going to be, what do we say, 28, 26, 27, 27. And then how it is currently is instead of this, it's this. So your level 6 times 3. Okay, so this one scales a little bit better. All right, so let's check at level 10. So level 10 it is currently, so you would be doing this. 4, so level 10, it's 38, 39. 38. So currently 38. And if I need to, I'm gonna break out a spreadsheet. If I can't find an easy solution, I'll break out a spreadsheet to calculate all more thoroughly. But I'm hoping just a quick little fix will help it a little bit. I forgot what it was here. I forgot what this number was, but so it's currently 38. If instead of that, if we just double all of the damage instead, let's see what that would look like. Times 2, so 36, 37. Okay, so roughly the same. Okay. I love how deep your brains could go. Okay, cool. One of the biggest problems with the Beastmaster. One of the biggest problems with the Beastmaster having these abilities that cost the hunter charges is that the hunter already has to work hard to build up charges, but these start fights with 0. I mean, it's much less punishing now because it was like that was your main way, like to gain thrill the hunt charges. Initially, it was like that was basically your only way to gain thrill the hunt charges. Is like at the beginning of the fight or when you kill something. But now it's like when you kill something, when you do this, when you do that, like when you hit your quarry melee. So it's easier to build them up now. So we need to sort of excise some of these things from our memory. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Spreadsheet, you say? Our Beastmaster never got to use it with their medium companion. Really? That's weird. It would be interesting to hear how often you're thinking Go for the Throat should go off every encounter. Most encounters, the minority. Probably like once per encounter. That is the one. What is that one? Go for the Throat costs 2 charges. Yeah, you should be able to get 2 charges easily every encounter. If you make some of the damage dice based by doubling the total, that would certainly change the dynamic for the normal hunter. Definitely like having the damage balance. Yeah, that definitely matters. Important to note that if you're trying to do a side-by-side with a mage, the resource cost might seem similar on the face of it. Hunter has actually accrue. No, I totally get it. I totally get it. It's not exactly the same, but it's like a thing that costs a class resource is roughly equivalent. And the thrill hunt abilities are roughly equivalent to like an appropriately leveled tiered spell. There's a lot of things that's going on in my mind that I'm not like saying out loud. That's so. Our playtesting was with the latest hunter, which suggested a charge generation was still an issue with Beastmaster. Was Twin Steel, was your hunter staying at range the whole time? Because I mean, if you're playing it safe, then yeah, you will get fewer. You'll generate fewer resources. Interested to hear what level it was as well. If you want to fill me in, they were not. They were running in. They couldn't. They couldn't make two melee attacks. Like turn 1, like I make 2 melee attacks. Level 6. They couldn't make 2 melee attacks. Like 2 melee attacks. If they kill a creature on the second one, they've got 2 or 3 charges on their first turn. So I'm interested to hear what happened. I don't see that being a problem. 2 charges is not much. 3 charges, so the large companion would take maybe like a full a turn and a half, like 1.5 rounds to charge up to be able to do his thing. And then this one you should be able to do on your first or second turn like reliably. You should be able to get 2 charges fairly reliable. You should be able to pull this off by before the end of your second turn, like every time if you want to. And you can use it or you can like save it. So if we reduce the cost of it once per encounter. So if we reduce the cost of it, then it doesn't have to deal as much additional damage. So it costs 1 thrill of charge and an action. Like that's on par with the other thrill of abilities. This damage-wise should be on par. This damage-wise should be on par with the other abilities. So let's take a look at how much should a Thrill of the Hunt ability do if we just cost 1 charge and it just costs 1 charge, 1 action. Let's say Heavy Shot or Incendiary Shot. Add Wiz D8 fire damage. Okay, so if your Wisdom is 3, that's going to be additional 3d8 damage at half range. I think we might need to make a spreadsheet. So before I get too deep into it, let's keep looking at the feedback. Okay, sorry, someone sent a message. So let's keep looking at the feedback before we get too lost in the sauce. Because there's probably someone who already did the math and probably someone who already. Okay, yeah. So Beastmaster in-depth analysis, link with all the math. See. Comparing to the other subclasses, Beastmaster is not good at early levels. Okay. The other subclasses get 2 bonuses each at level 3. 1 ability with 2 effects. Summing with level 2 Thrill of the Hunts. Okay. The concern is losing abilities. The other subclasses get 2 bonuses each at level 3. Okay, so let's look at the other 2. So let's address that first. I think that's going to be the easiest thing to address. You get at level 2 you get 2 Thrill of the Hunt abilities, and then when you pick this you gain like 1 new one. So like this part is sort of just like flavor, so I'm not worried about that. But Ambusher, when you roll initiative, you can cast Hunter's Mark for free. You gain advantage on the first attack you make each encounter. So that is roughly equivalent to 1 free, like 1.5 actions per encounter. So this Ambusher ability is roughly equivalent to 1.5 actions. Survivalist, I have the high ground. When you gain 1 or more Thrill of the Hunt charges, move up to half your speed for free, ignoring difficult terrain. So this one is very, very good because it doesn't have to deal with damage. So abilities that increase your damage are valued more highly generally by people, and things that increase your survivability or tactical maneuverability are valued less generally because people like to see the numbers go per. So those two are roughly equivalent to like 1.5 actions in an entire encounter. So let's take a look at what Beastmaster Hunter gets. So replacing so they get Keen Eyes. So replacing the 2 Thrill abilities is Protect Me and Go for the Throat. So all of them get that. So the losing the 2 field abilities and gaining these 2, we're at parity. So instead of the 1.5 actions of marking for free and getting advantage on first stack, you get Keen Eyes. You can mark your target for free once per encounter. So this is roughly equivalent to that at level 3. It's a little bit worse because you don't get the advantage on your first attack, but it's a little bit worse, but you have added flexibility. You can do that at any point during combat. So maybe if there's a hidden boss or something, you don't have to do it right away. So small companion is equivalent to the survivalist, is equivalent to the other one at level 3. Medium companion, your crits against your quarry are vicious, which is a pretty cool ability. That's roughly equivalent. And you gain protect me and go for the throat as your abilities. Alpha Protector, damage from the first attack against you each round is halved. Oh, that's a level 7 ability. Okay. So yes, that is so at level 3, large companion. The large companion Beastmaster doesn't get anything. Level 11. Okay. So let's make this the level 3 ability. So level 3. Whenever you gain a wound, okay, so this is... So protect me is... So protect me, so this is basically the... So this is the level 3 of this. So let's undo it before we start removing posts, because we don't know what they do. So protect me is the level 3 ability. So once per encounter, you gain a wound, your companion can whisk you away to safety up to 60 feet away. There's some suggestions / math and feedback, but they're also kind of makeover section. Yeah. I tend to get sidetracked, so I'm trying to be careful not to do that. So I'm looking at just the, like, do they have enough abilities first before we start getting into the balance of the abilities? So you get this at level 3, and you get this you get this at level 3. So you get 2 things at level 3. You don't get the additional ability until level 7, which I think might be okay. Level 7, level 11, level 11. So let's make this the level 3 ability. Let's make this the level 7 ability. And then, so we have 7, 11, and 15. Okay, so that just balance-wise feels like it's more at parity. So this first note here, I think we've addressed this first note. Small is comparable to the Stalker. Marking for free gets so far behind once Stalker gets level 11. It's crazy. You can do it twice or 3 times. No, that's 3 actions. That's 3 actions at level 11. That's like, instead of 1.5 actions. I disagree. Unless I'm misunderstanding. Marking for free is very, very good. That's an entire additional action. So like every with if you have a small if you have a if you have a small companion at level 3, combat's going to last roughly 3 rounds. So instead of, basically you have like 4 actions, you permanently have 4 actions instead of 3. So I'd be interested to hear the reasoning behind that comment. Marking free gets so far behind once Stalker gets to level 11. Let's see what level 11 is for the Stalker. Let's see what level 11 is for the Stalker. Once per counter, your weapon attacks ignore cover and armor. Okay. Pack Hunter, whenever you mark a creature, may also mark another creature within 30 feet of them. Okay, yeah, so, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. That is a bit better. So we have to compare them equally across all the different levels. So let's go to, man, it is hard juggling all these different tabs. So you get that, and then they can, but they also get Go for the Throat. You and your companion can attack for free at level 11 twice. twice per encounter, and then sorry. I don't feel like it's far off. I don't think it's far off. If it is behind a little bit, then if it is behind, it's behind a little bit. When you take into account like the additional abilities and things that your companion can get, like scouting and talking and different things, like just extra hidden utility. I'd be hard pressed to say that this is behind much, if at all, the stalker. All right, let's go back to the. This is just me thinking out loud, looking at it for the first time. So, whoever is leaving this feedback has probably thought about it for more, and there's context certainly. So this isn't like no bad feedback. This is like it's good feedback. I'm thinking it through out loud. Medium heavily relies on chance. There is a golden rule in theorycraft to never build based on chance. Consistency is greater than chance. Some people like that. They like the swinginess. Like some people would never choose a chaos mage. Some people never choose a wild magic sorcerer. But some people, like, they see that and they say, like, that is what I want. I don't care if sometimes I'll fireball myself. Like, I want the chaos. I want the swinginess. So the theory crafter who wants to like maximize their average DPR, they might go for consistency over chance. But the person who likes the big swingy, like the gambler, like they like, so this is definitely like a valid opinion, but this isn't like the correct opinion. Like it's a correct opinion and correct opinion. This is an opinion that is correct, but not necessarily always the case. Let's see. Protect Me is anti-synergistic with its own kit. As the die goes up, the less they crit. The hunter has low armor and low health. If they defend for damage, you're paying for that vicious crit. Okay, so I think that might be mistaken. Let's just squish this down so we can read them both. I don't have to keep changing things. I think that might be mistaken, but maybe I'm mistaken. Would not be the first time. Protect Me is anti-synergistic. Why can't I scroll down? Oh, there's no more pages. Let's duplicate. Duplicate spread. Duplicate spread. All right, so now we can scroll down further. There we go. Ferocious, whenever you crit your quarry, your companion viciously attacks them too. Treat these attacks. So your crits are vicious, basically. So Protect Me does not trigger Ferocious. So if it were a D4, you get a high chance to crit. So this is your companion is attacking the creature, and then this is whenever you crit your quarry. So the defend, Ferocious and Protect Me, they are two separate things. One does not trigger the other. Okay. Let me move it so you guys can see. So one does not trigger the other. That was not the intent. So Protect Me is anti-synergistic. So it's not anti-synergistic. It's not a non-bow. It wasn't intended for one to trigger the other. So the die size going up is just a bonus. Protect Me is anti-synergistic with his own kit. As the die goes up, the less they crit. No. So that is incorrect. If they defend for damage, you're praying for that vicious crit. Okay, so maybe the feedback is Protect Me is underpowered, and that's fine. We can look at that, but this is not how it functions. Go for the Road is a trap from level 3 to level 14. A 3x mark does sound like a lot of damage, but for 2 actions, 2 marks, yes. So yeah, this is correct. This is point well taken. I think one action, and so anytime we can just make a thing make something the same as other things, like all of your or most of your other Thrill of the Hunt abilities cost 1 action and 1 charge. Let's just do that. Like, unless something is so overpowered where it has to cost more, let's just go and make all of the Thrill of the Hunt abilities, unless otherwise stated, cost an action and a charge. So 1 action, 1 charge makes it makes the curve easier to balance. One action, one charge. If you incendiary shot your quarry twice, you deal much more damage. Yeah. That is even worse for sharpshooter and fire shot than be stabbed. Yes. Agreed. So go for the throat for medium does need to be balanced. Correct. Largest set above is really bad. It's really bad that large only access 2 abilities at level 3. Protect me is a purely reactionary. So let's scroll up so we can see that. Protect me. Whenever you gain a wound, your companion can whisk you away to safety. Once per encounter or twice per encounter. Purely reactionary ability, usable only when turd has already hit the fan, does not prevent bad things from happening, only from getting even worse. True. So it could be whenever you would gain a wound, instead, that might make it better, because like if we're saying these beasts are like intelligent and they will do the things that they need to do, that's a possibility. Doing the math, go through only surpasses 2 incendiary shots at level 11, even if you shoot different targets. So maybe go for the throat for, so maybe the change here is go for the throat for this costs 1 charge and 1 action, and then this one costs 2 charges and 2 actions to make it easier to balance. And then I'll redo the spreadsheets to make sure everything is good, but just action economy wise, that feels a little bit better. Because you still do want to be spending these on your other thrill of the hunt abilities. That's like the cool things that hunters get. And the other 2 abilities that the large companion get don't spend thrill of the hunt charges. So you can use this once, this big attack once, and then you still have your other abilities. You still have your charges to do other things. So the companion isn't eating up all of your charges. It's like eating up like one big thing. And then I'll need to tweak how this works. How about this at level? How about this at level 7? You are. So how about level 7? You're whisked away instead of gaining the wound. That's quite good. That is quite good. So that this level 7 ability, where it costs 2 charges, we can just get rid of. And that level 15, you can do go for the throat twice per encounter. Maybe something else. But I feel like that is a quite the powerful boon there. You're whisked away instead of gaining the wound. So if you're at like 20 hit points, you take a hit for like 50 damage. Instead of taking the 50 damage and gaining a wound, you remain at 20 hit points. You don't lose your actions from gaining the dying condition, and you can just like bloop, you're way over here in this other area. I think that's much better. 2 charges, 2 actions, 1 charge, 1 action. That is good symmetry there. It's easier to remember. Doing the macro throw only surpasses in serious shot. It gets really good after level 11 though. Hooray for that. No go before level 11. And I think with some spreadsheets, I'll do the spreadsheets off stream. I think, or unless you guys really enjoy spreadsheets. But maybe that's sort of like Ash Ketchum with his Charizard type of situation. Like if you're too low a level, like you really don't have any business like having like a big Drake. Like they're just not going to listen to you. They're not this, they're not that. But at high levels, like maybe that's a cool flavor. I don't like that. That's like a newbie trap though. But like even if we left it alone, if at very high levels it made more sense, like I think that would be cool. So like low levels, having a small companion is like more reasonable. Like you're like this level 2 dude, like you just graduated middle school, and like you have a dragon. Like I don't know, do you really? Edward would be disappointed if you okay. Some people love letting the RNG be part of your character. Yeah. Okay, so let's keep cooking. I was going offline. I was just saying that if when so I'm going to so I not re spreadsheet. I'm going to spreadsheet these. So the initial balance for the Beastmaster was just sort of like back of the napkin math in my head. So I'm gonna spreadsheet these out to make sure the damage is lining up to where I want it to be. Dragon was passed down through generation. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Brandon. I don't want to limit the fantasy. Like this is a story-based subclass. It's up to you and the GM. Like when this happens. So if someone really just wants to have a dragon at level 1, I think it's up to the GM to say no to that, not me. So yeah, we shouldn't needlessly limit it just because like the balance is wonky at low levels. The balance should be about where it should be throughout the level curve. So this is good. It gets really good after level 11. Having it be a trap or no-go before level 11 feels bad. So that we'll address that. The community as a whole kind of get the attention for moving level 2 through the hunts. Okay, yeah. But we never got why receiving the charge. We never got why not receiving the charge when rolling initiative. So I'd be curious to, so if Edward or whoever is around. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like maybe like you're playing a Dragonborn character and like you just inherited this dragon, or like your mom is hanging out with you everywhere you go, and like she's an actual dragon. She gave birth to this like half dragon thing, and she just follows you everywhere she goes, everywhere you go, and she wants to protect you. Like I could think of some reasons why you'd want that. So the idea of why you don't gain a charge at the beginning of combat is that you and your companion generate the thrill together, right? Um, and if we don't gain the charges that way, then we can make these abilities much stronger. So if we bring the abilities down, then we can give that back, but then the abilities are brought down, and it's less of a cool thing. So I think we're gonna leave the you don't gain the 1 charge, and we're gonna make the abilities better. But I suspect, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I suspect that this comment was made when you roll initiative, gain 2 or 3 thrill charge, or 4 or 5 thrill charges, a number of charges equal to your wisdom. Now it's just a flat 1. Evan, look at medium, go for the throat, last level upgrade. Is it intended? Go medium, go for the throat. 1 charge. No. So it's going to be so level 15 will have to be something else here, because like you move one thing and you change another thing. Ooh, maybe level 15 could be here instead. Level 15, 3x. 3x vicious. So maybe the medium companion like really leans into the RNG. And like yeah, you're really leaning to the RNG. Like whenever you crit, like you really want to crit, you can use your what's it called, Bowmaster ability, I think. You can really use the Bowmaster abilities, versatile Bowmaster to roll 2d4 instead of d8, and combined with your Thillivan abilities that don't miss, like you're gonna be critting just a ton. And it's not going to punish you as much for using that. So like this is like the sharpshooter. Like I'm aiming for the eyeball, and like you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss the head more often. But like sometimes you'll get him in the face. You know. Yeah, first level. Yeah. It could be first level dragon. He's like, whatever. So maybe instead of that, so level 11, 2 times vicious. Level 15, 3x vicious. Copy, paste. I think that might be cool because it's already 1 charge. So we don't want this guy to be more efficient. We want him to become stronger, more vicious, more ferocious. So yeah, good catch. Just make sure. Thanks, EMM. Okay, so let's keep looking at the document. So someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this comment was made back before, when gaining the charges at the beginning of combat was like the main way you got charges. You would get like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 charges like when you rolled initiative. So right, it's not as punishing any longer. So I think this is obviated. Proposed Beastmaster rework: make the companion more customizable. After leveling up, the hunter picks new companion abilities or passives. That would be cool, but I'm afraid. I'll tell you my fear before I read it too much. I'll tell you my fear is that it becomes too complicated and like this subclass turns into its own class. So the things that the hunter picks are the thrill of the hunt abilities, right? And like a beast isn't like some sort of like transformer thing that like you can add like a new catalytic converter to or a spoiler to give it some new ability. But let me read it. Beastmaster currently feels messy. Like yeah, obviously it's messy. Okay, Beastmaster, gain companion, offensive training, action. Your companion can attack enemy. Can defend you. I do like the idea of a defending. I think we have flavorful defending. The rest of training. Yeah, like these are cool ideas. I think it might make them a little bit more fiddly, a little bit too fiddly and customizable for a subclass. So like you're already picking this subclass, and you're already picking your companion type, and you're already like picking like its special like utility abilities that it has like when you pick it, you know, that kind of thing. No, I get it. Yeah, like it's you're not like adding a spoiler to it or like flames down the side of it. Like yeah, you can train them to do different things, but that's sort of already represented in the class, I think. But let's keep looking at some of these ideas. So I'm leaning toward I'm open to it, but I'm not sure. +1 perception, once per day. You can't be surprised. Scout. Your companion can have the damage. You are an ally. Keep up. Your speed increased by 10 feet. So I think all of these are cool, but all of these would be good like boons. Like that level of customization is pretty sweet. But I think that's better suited for or an engine swap. You can't turbocharge your dragon. Yeah, just feed him coffee. give him some coffee. I love how Storm Shifter beasts are customizable. I think that would be too complex for this type of subclass. I think like an artificer type of class could have this kind of thing as like their tinkering ability. Like you make an invention, you add these different bits and bobs to it. It's much more suited to that. But you could definitely like you can already mount your dude. You like your guy can already do like some of these things. Like so, a lot of this is already built into the thing. Like your dude can already have like a keen nose or keen eyes or whatever. Like you won't be able to mark a dude, you know, for free. But um, oh, I do like the idea of you spinning charges to instead of actions. That is kind of cool. So these kinds of things like scout, like that would be a good boon, like a good minor boon that you could pick or that you could be given as like a quest reward or something. Keep up, these would be good boons and not necessarily needed for like this particular subclass that already kind of has a lot going on. Okay, so let's go back to the feedback document. So cool ideas, but we need to keep in mind that this is already like hunter is the class. This is the hunter, and he already gets to pick this subclass out of like 3 different subclasses, and you get to pick 3 different companions, and you get to pick amongst a list of like a dozen different thrill of the hunt abilities, and you get to pick like your equipment, and you get to pick other things. You get to pick your skills, and you get to pick like your race and your background. Like we're not hurting for customizability. So I think I think that's where I am right now. Inspired by trying to solve the math. It may look long, but they're the same abilities resigned 3 times with small tweaks. Most notable changes: small companions first abilities. Okay, you keep level 2 thrill of the hunts plus the Beastmaster grants you new abilities only when you reach levels 3, 7, 11. Like any other subclass, no replacing. Do I have to click on this to read what it is? Quick on your feet. If you kill your quarry, your companion can mark another creature within 15 feet of them for free. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I like that. Like your doggo or your ferret like goes and runs over and like bites someone on the ankle or like pees on them or something. Quick on your feet. The 1-2 combo. I like the names. I like the names. The 1-2 combo, little help. I really like that, and that's cute. Like cool names. Who did this? Bruno. Bruno. Very cool. Okay, the sub abilities would be outside the scope. Yeah. All the actual info is in the links. Okay. So I like these names. If you marked 2 or more creatures this turn, you can also attack for free. Once you do so, you cannot use quick on your feet. You cannot use quick on your feet or this ability until the next round. I'd rephrase it, but I think I get what the intent is. If you marked 2 or more creatures this turn, how would you mark 2 or more creatures? Like just like mark one and then like mark another one, and that one's no longer marked, and this one is. This attack gains +1/8 for each time you mark this turn. I don't understand this. So I'm sure that could be tweaked to make it make more sense, like reworded to make it make more sense and make it stronger. So what I want to avoid with this subclass, because it is a subclass within a class that already has a bunch of cool abilities, I want to avoid that these are things that you do every turn. I don't want the Beastmaster, like I don't want the companion to be like the companion ability to be the only thing that you do, if that makes sense. So I still want you to be able to I still want you to like and use your fill the hunt abilities and your other hunter features that you gain as you level up, and like the companion gives you things that you can do every once in a while, in addition to other things. When you get attacked by your quarry, your companion either helps you or buys you time for an interpose. You can add whiz armor to one creature within. When you get attacked by your quarry, okay, so I'm just going to reword these in a way that makes sense to me to see if I can sort of understand what's going on. Okay, so this is for the small quicken your feet. When you I'll broaden it a little bit. When your quarry dies, when your quarry dies, mark another creature within 15 feet of them for free. Okay, so something like that. So within 15 feet of the quarry is the intent. Because the companion doesn't like take up space and all that sort of stuff. When your quarry dies, mark another creature within 15 feet of them for free. That seems too good. So like whenever, so like your market is basically, so this is essentially your hunter's mark is free. Is essentially what it is. Like sometimes it isn't, but like almost always, like, so you mark him once and forever, then like he's gonna die, and then like you could just mark another one for free. So I don't know if I like that. 1-2 combo. So if you marked 2 or more creatures this turn, you can also attack for free. So I don't understand this. I like the name of this, the 1-2 combo. I really like the name of that. It'll probably be like 1, 2, something like that. I don't know. Little help when your quarry attacks. When your quarry attacks you, add gain plus whiz armor. Gain plus whiz armor. What is this? To one creature within 20 feet for 1 round. I thought I understood it. So is it just gain plus whiz armor? Gain plus whiz armor against your. So is this essentially what it is? Like whenever your quarry attacks you, you gain your armor is increased by your wisdom. I don't know. And so you have medium companion and small companion. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. I mean, I like the idea of it, but like a menagerie. So, you can replace your companion for another during long rest. Yeah, like, go Pikachu! 1-2 punch, yeah. It was a generic when your quarry attacks someone. Oh. You give that one. Okay. You and your allies gain whiz armor. Yeah, so I would word it something like this, clean up a little bit. You and your allies gain plus whiz armor against your quarry. So something like that. Yeah. You can replace your commander for another. Pull and tear. When you crit your quarry, your companion visually attacks them too. Okay, that's what we have. Once per round, if you do not have disadvantage, you and your companion attack from different angles. You may roll an additional d8. So for 1 charge, you can. So spend a charge to gain advantage if you don't have disadvantage. I feel like that's a severe downgrade. I mean, unless you have like a small companion and a medium companion. Persistent, aren't you? I like the names of them. Like these are. How about a little chat? Like these are really cool names. Bruno, really cool names. When you defend, your companion attacks them first. Okay. Whenever you do so, your attacks gain 1 more instance of advantage. That lasts until you crit or combat hits. I like the idea, but I think that this we might have too many things to track. You're tracking your thrill of the hunt charge. You're tracking like how many instances of advantage and if you used it or not, and like that kind of thing. I do like that. But could we get across the idea of persistent? Like persistent, aren't you? I really like the names. I might tweak the names to this. I might. Can we get that idea across without having like this sort of fiddly thing to track? I think we probably could. How about a little chat? Whenever you target an enemy with a reaction, you can mark them for free, and they're taunted by you. That is a cool little edge case. I'd have to think about all the implications of that, but that is a cool little edge case. That is pretty sweet. You can have either a large companion and a medium companion, or a large companion and. So you have a large companion and a medium or small one. You can only have one. Play catch. 3 charges, half range, 2 actions. You attack and push your quarry 15 feet while your companion quickly plays catch. Quadruple. Okay, so you push. If they hit another creature, can move the adjacent creature. It's a cool idea. I think too complicated though. Like if I have to read it 3 or 4 times, to understand how it works. It's a really cool idea. I like how it's like it's a vibrant like idea. Like I sort of get what's going on, but like I don't I get the idea. I don't quite get how it works. So 2 actions: you attack and push a quarry. So like you are throwing them. Your companion quickly plays catch. It's like it would make more sense if your companion attacks them, and then like your companion is the one that's pushing them, and then like are you the one playing catch? Quadruple your hunter's mark damage, and if they hit another creature, deal half as much damage to the second. You can move to an adjacent space near one of them for free. Okay, so a big attack and movement. That's cool. It's a cool idea. Scatter. Before you defend, your companion roars at those around you. The attacker is frightened until the end of his next turn. Every other enemy within 30 feet of you moves half speed away. Yeah. No, one of you have, let's finish this active. Your companion can whisk you. Like all of these are really cool ideas, but I think there's too much going on. Like too much going on. Like if we have like a half a spread to get all these ideas across, people are gonna read it and read it, reread it and reread it, and like the optimizers will understand. So I don't know that it's an improvement. Like I think the names are an improvement. But these are cool alternate ideas, but I don't know that they're fixing the problems that we have. But really cool ideas. Like this could be like that could be its own subclass or its own class called like uh, the zookeeper or something like that, where you're keeping multiple different animals and doing cool different things with them. Like that kind of thing is pretty sweet. I think it's a different subclass. It's a different idea than what we're going for. Twin Steel, you typing up right now? Proposed Beastmaster rework. Hey, Double King. All right, here's Double King's ideas. Beast types rather than sizes to indicate the way you train your beast with low creativity. These can work with basically animal. Still abstracted, but using free actions for each type of beast to make the beast feel like an independent unit that is taking part in the fight. As you level, your beast gets better at the thing you train them to do. Yeah, so like obviously this would happen. Okay, still, excuse me, still abstracted. Okay, a new pool of abilities. Teamwork abilities. Let's check it out. Beast types instead of sizes. Okay, beast types instead of sizes. I hope we have like a category. Is that all the way up here? Uh-oh. What if I refresh? There we go. Oh, it's a link within a link. Beastmaster, watchful companion, ferocious companion, protective companion. Okay, so so those are the 3 different companion types. Spotter, called shot, split focus, overwatch. Cool names. Ferocious, striker, hamstring, inerrant striker, relentless onslaught. Oh, this is like the watchful ability that's improving. I got you. You guys can see this, right? It's a little bit small. There we go. We'll just hide you guys for a second. So ferocious striker, hamstring, inerrant striker, relentless onslaught, protective companion, guardian, counterattack, fierce adversary, faithful defender. Cool names. Cool names. So the hunt. Hold that one. Okay, so I'm most concerned about these. So like the damage dealing one, I assume this is the damage dealing one, and this is like the protective one. So like a weasel or a ferret, if that's your companion, like how much could like a weasel could want to protect you as much as your owl bear wants to protect you, but like the owl bear can actually protect you more than the weasel could. So that's where the flavor stickiness I think is happening. So your striker die is now a d12. Oh, what is this? Every action when you make an attack, roll an extra d6. You may choose to use this as your role instead. If you choose to structure die as a primary, So if you choose, can I change this? I can't. If you choose the structure die for the attack, your target loses, your target is slowed for 1 turn. Structure die is D8. Okay, so I would move that. So like again, this feels like another cool way to do the Beastmaster. I don't know that it's an improvement so much as like a side grade, like, but cool ideas. So your structure die is now a D8, and whenever you choose that one, they are slowed for a turn. Your structure die is a 1. You may re-roll. If you roll a 1, re-roll it. Is this like any time you roll a 1, or is this like the first time? Like you re-roll it once, you have to keep the extra result. You may use striker on any attack. What was it before? It was once per round. Your striker now is D12. So I don't know that these. I would have to think a lot about like cool ideas. I'd have to think a lot about how, like, the balance. The balance would be a big question in my mind. And like, would this guy be watchful or protective or ferocious? Yeah, I'd have to think about that. Teamwork, hold that one. Restrain a target. So we don't need to say this because a restraint already means that. Okay, hold that one. Disarm. Go for the eyes. Go for the throat. Blinded. So cool ideas. I think we already have a lot of these ideas covered in the Thrill of the Hunt charges. So rather than like having their own additional abilities, we can like I think we already have something that can restrain. We already have something that can do some of these things. Maybe not invisible. I'd have to double check. Yeah. Really cool ideas. I don't know if this is the direction we're gonna go, but like super duper cool ideas. Yeah. If we get stuck with like how to balance like one of these, like if I do get stuck with like I just can't get like this ability to work, then like I'll take another look at some of these other cool ideas. But I think what we need is just like balance tweaks rather than a complete rework. I think we're already like 90% of the way there, and with some small balance tweaks, this is going to be a really fun class that's easy to play. Part of the issue is most of fiddly PC. It's probably the most fiddly PC you can build. I don't think it's fiddly at all. I don't think it's too fiddly. Narrowing the scope to abstract the size. If I could abstract the size even more, I would, but I think we would run into flavor problems. I think we would definitely run into flavor problems. Like the ferret companion should not be able to deal the same amount of damage as like the dragon or the drake companion. And like the armored armadillo companion shouldn't be as fast or as helpful as like this thing or that thing, and like the blind bat, like there should be some flavor differences between them. I do like that. Oh, I'm not showing the screen. Anyway, I do like that the three different companions, they each have protect me and go for the throat. They have a defensive thing and an offensive thing, and then a special ability that feels about the right level of complexity. So like if you choose the subclass, you're not getting like all of these things. Like this is the subclass, like just that part. And like so like this, like this is the subclass, which I think is okay. So free actions allow it to still feel like a separate entity while being abstracted. Yeah, cool ideas. Depending on how much you want to abstract it, if my medium companion is a wolf versus a tapir. What's a tapir? Is that like a pangolin type of thing? Ooh. like a rhinoceros whose horn like went floppy. Tapir, cool animal. Um, it's more a question of what they're doing during battle. Train it to stay by your side, defensive, go after the enemy attack, or prowl the battlefield, observe. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I understand the flavor. That makes sense. Double game. If you have a small snake, you could probably deal more damage than a large manatee. It could, but like a ferret can't deal as much damage as like a king cobra, right? And that snake can't take as much punishment as like an owl bear. So there are some, I think, size, like all the average medium creature, like something the size of a person, will deal more damage than the average small thing and less damage than the average large thing. And it will be able to take a medium amount of damage and deal a medium amount of damage. The large thing, you know, and vice versa for the large and small thing. So I think size is the proper way to categorize them because every creature already has a size, you know. So like these ideas that by no means are bad, like they're cool ideas, but I think the Beastmaster Hunter is not so far out there that it needs a complete rework in that sense. I think the size is not the issue. I think it's just it's a matter of balance. I think is the issue. Are you guys are you guys sort of in broad agreement to that? Like we're not far off. It just needs some tweaks, some tweakaroonies rather than throwing it away and restarting. And I expected the balance to need to be made anyway. The only thing that's a bit meh about the current version is that if you like small companions, you are forced to pick their abilities. And if you like small companions, you get a small companion ability. Like if you want a medium thing, then like pick a medium companion. Or you can just say like, I like owls. This owl is just medium. Like you can flavor it. You can definitely flavor it however you want. Like I want my owl to be like a vicious owl, but I like owls. Like cool, you have a giant owl. It's medium sized. If we're to stick with a size being justification, then large should be the biggest damage dealer. Yes, indeed, and it is. It is. I think large should be the biggest damage dealer and the biggest defender. I think that is the case. So large is like so small is the most efficient, and that makes sense. They're the most efficient. They don't cost charges. You know, like their one big ability costs one charge, but their other things are just like they just happen for free. Like they make you more efficient. Medium does things like when you crit, it does things, and then both of their abilities cost charges. The big one costs 2 charges and 2 actions, so like they deal the most damage. They're the strongest, but they need more like gusto to sort of get going, you know. Tweaks that could help. I think Beastmaster struggles to have the same feel that a pet class should have because of the abstraction. Yeah, yeah. Play at the table, I think, is the primary thing. Speed of play at the table, not annoying your fellow players by this slow, sort of like super fiddly thing. I think it has to be abstracted. I haven't seen a good reason to have like another mini on the table, so to speak. Like more hit points to track. Initially, it was like whenever the companion takes damage, you take half as much, and that is sort of their abstracted. That is their abstracted hit points, and I think that would work fine. But I don't see the benefit of that. I don't see the benefit of that. Like it was a cool solution to a problem that didn't need to a problem that didn't need to exist. The trouble is they won't be dealing the most damage when they can only attack half as often. So there, yes. So there is. Yeah, my companion is an ancient red dragon. Like I deal a bajillion damage. So yes, the problem is that this is also a game. So the dragon needs to like sort of like Charizard, Ash's Charizard. It needs to be bothered to like get up and like do its thing. But when it does, it can. So like the large companion can't be the best one because it attacks as fast as the medium one and it attacks for 10 times as much damage. It can't just be the best one because it is also a game that like there's a context, a meta context around here. So you balance the high damage with the higher resource cost. Should the class unlock sizes per level? I think that's a GM thing. I don't want to restrict things narratively too much. Okay, so let's do some spreadsheets, guys. I think that's where the answer is. I think with some of the suggestions where they actually let's see if there's any other suggestions. I think we're not going to do an entire rework. I like where it is. Once the balance is tweaked a little bit. I don't think it's too fiddly. Does it lose the 2 previous stolen abilities or do the next 2 ones? If the latter, what happens if the hunter can't learn new abilities anymore, higher levels? So the first 2 that you would pick. So instead of the first 2 thrill of the hunt charge abilities you would choose, you gain go for the throne. So if you have like, I don't know, 7 abilities by the time you're level 20, you would have 5, you would be able to choose 5 from your list, and then you'd have 2. So you still have 7 abilities. But like 2 of those are go for the throat and protect me. Removing, removing, you still get 3 actions between yourself. That's good feedback. Remove, you still get 3 actions between yourself and your companion. Where is that? We don't need that. No actions, no stats or actions track. Your commands, hit points, and movement are abstracted. It knows where to be. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm all about deleting things that don't need to be there. Good suggestion. Extra abilities, it has too many examples. 3 are enough. Let's see. Let's see. Extra abilities. Wings can fly, claws can climb trees, keynotes can sniff out. I think unless we're hurting for space, I'd like to have like the different like it can fly. Like people are gonna ask like, well, if it's a bird, can it fly? Can it scout? Like I think we need to say that. Like claws, can it climb trees? Yeah. I think we need those 2. Key nose, like it can sniff out scents. Big enough, and people are going to ask, can it be used as a mount? And then like parrot is just like an interesting like, and it's not just like the things you typically think of like claws and wings and stuff. Like, or if it's big enough for me to sit on it, like oh, there are some like bats have echolocations. Parrots can talk. You know, ravens can do like semi-complex tasks. So like we need like one little weird thing like that. So I think I'll leave that. Let's start checking some of these off. Small command go for throat doesn't attack. Command doesn't deal damage right now. It reads as 2 free attacks. You and you and your companion attack your quarry for free. Yeah, I mean it's you and your commander doing it. Like the bird is poking its eyes or ripping its throat or whatever. I think that's fine. What happens if the companion gets hurt? So unless it's something like so here it is smart enough and you are caring enough to make sure it is never put in mortal danger. So like I think you can adjudicate that between you and the GM. Like what happens if gravity ends? Like you guys can figure out like what all that means. Oh yeah, the older version needed more used up more space. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's see the rest. Meeting command go throat typo. Yeah. I think we took care of that. Interesting homebrew ideas to tool system for them. Okay, so we'll look at that later. So what do you guys think of doing some quick spreadsheets, some numberinos? doing some numbers. Let's bring up the big balance sheet. Ooh, it's gonna be good. You guys can see how I do some balancing. Let's change this one. All right, let's change this one. Properties, browser. Go down to numbers, big balance sheet. Here we go. Okay, so this is, people asked me last time, this is the Mac app Numbers. Excel or Google Sheets or whatever is basically the same thing, but I know how Numbers works, so I'm using Numbers. So let's scooch this guy down, and let's add a row here, a column here. Add column after. So this is going to be, what do we need to balance first? Small component, I think, is in a good spot. Because it's just more efficiency and it'll scale fine. Ferocious, I think is fine. That's pretty predictable. How much additional damage that deals. Protect me. Go for the throat. Okay. Need Beastmaster, medium. Go for the throat. Okay, so currently we have spreadsheet party. So currently we have Judd. Hey, Judd. Oh yeah, you've been here for a bit. I didn't realize that was your question. Okay, so currently it costs 1 charge. So let's get something in here to compare. Add column before. Incendiary shot. So let's go look at incendiary shot just so we can have comparison. Make sure incendiary shot's within range. Incendiary shot. Add whiz d8 fire damage. Okay. So let's assume we're using a d8 weapon. So we're going to say 1d8. We'll go down here equals this. So it equals a d8 damage plus your stat plus your dex. Let's leave off. Does it require scenario? Okay, it doesn't require you to have the target marked, so we'll leave that off. Although you probably would typically have it marked. So we'll add this stat. So level 1, it'll be a little bit higher, but it's fine. So we'll add that. So your bow plus this plus that plus this times average damage of d8. This. Okay, so that is how much damage an incendiary shot does, roughly. And probably the stat 2 should be 2 here. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, incendiary shot deals. Okay, I think we need to fix something. Preserve row. What is this? What is this? This and preserve row. There we go. That looks a lot more reasonable. So incendiary shot, and let's go ahead and actually add incendiary shot plus hunter's mark. Just so it's apples to apples, because hunter's mark damage is included in this the level progression, so that we can compare it against a leveled spell plus a cantrip and leveled spell and that kind of stuff. So plus hunter's mark is gonna be plus. I think we did include hunter's mark here already. So average. So this is the weapon damage. Oh, you guys can't see. Oh no, you guys can't see the thing. 46 minutes behind. Hey, Edward, you're 46 minutes behind. We're spreadsheet now. Okay, so this is weapon damage plus your dex plus your wisdom. Okay, and then this is going to be your wisdom times the d8. Okay, so this already includes that. So incendiary shot is roughly equivalent to, so it's better than, so it doesn't scale all that great. It doesn't scale all that great. It doesn't scale as good as a leveled spell, but it scales as good as 2 cantrips, which is good. I think that's okay. It scales as well as 2 cantrips, so better low levels, and then it's at parity at high levels with incendiary shot. Okay, because it's only 1 action, and 2 cantrips is 2 actions. So the Beastmaster, so I think if we can get them at parity here, then would be good. So I'm glad to know that the incendiary shot isn't broken. Okay, so go for the throat. Currently is 1 action, one throw on charge, so it should be close to that. It's a once per encounter, so it should be better than incendiary shot. So if it was identical to incendiary shot, because it isn't half range, then it would be better. So even if the damage was identical, it would be better. So let's see what that looks like. So this is going to be a d8. So equals d8 plus this plus so d8 plus your dex plus your level. Oh, I think I had this incorrect. This should be plus your level instead. So we should see, so the high level down here, 40, it should be much higher now. Yeah, so here. Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah. So that scales more like I expected. So it incendiary shot is better than 2 cantrips at level 20, which is good. I had it scaling it properly. Okay. All right, so we have the D8 damage. We're playing one idea, so I'll ask my 100 player to try the version you landed. Okay. Yeah. If I forget, just DM me, man. Send me a screenshot. I'll shoot it over to you, or you just take a screenshot before we wrap up. So D8 plus Dex makes sense. Plus your level from the Hunter's Mark. Plus. So it's going to be this times 3. Okay, so at the low levels, it'll be slightly higher, but not like incredibly higher. Ooh, yeah, that is very good. So at level 2, let's just say, yeah, okay. So it scales 23, 32, yeah. It might scale too good, but if it's a once per encounter thing, then I think we're probably okay. It is once per encounter? It is once per encounter. Once per encounter, and then twice per encounter makes it really good. So tripling your Hunter's Mark damage, pretty spicy. Let's just double check, make sure everything is correct. So your D8 plus your Dex plus your, what is this? Plus your level times 3. That's very good. Let's add a column after, and that's not even including the added DPS from your ferocious thing. So I'm liking it. So let's copy this. Beastmaster. Oh, actually, I might have. I think I forgot to do this. Preserve row. Yeah, the math is always tricky. Okay. There we go. That okay. It's still very good, but a little bit less unreasonable. And actually, you guys can't see the bottom. So there we go. Isn't dice, it's flat, so it's much more limited against armor. It should be higher because of that. Yeah. Yep. Why does that keep happening? Ooh, let me ask you guys this. So should go for the throat, ignore armor. Because you're going for the throat. You're going for like the vulnerable area. You're not just like attacking dumbly, stupidly. You're yeah, it should ignore armor. That's what we need. Everybody likes that. Well, it's mostly Twin Steel. Twin Steel likes that. Yeah. So I think the twice per encounter needs to be a level 11 ability. And then this level 11 ability. Yeah, I think that needs to be the level 11 ability. So making it twice per encounter is like incredibly good. So it costs 1 charge, 1 action. You and your companion attack your quarry, tripling your hunter's mark damage. Ignoring armor. That's nasty. That is a oh, you guys can't see it. That is a nasty, nasty ability now. Yep. No way I'm gonna go for that. I mean the numbers. If we look at it, so now that I'm spreadsheeting it out, like yeah. So at low levels, it's a little bit like you shouldn't really have like a crazy beast at super duper low levels. You can't so you actually can't even do it at low levels. So it's really like it's really this, and even at level 2. Yeah, so it scales very nicely. So it ignores armor. So even though it's a little bit less damage here, like I don't think people would be choosing this at level 2, but if they really want to do it, it's still a good attack. So 70 damage at by level 20, ignoring armor is very good. Like can't miss, ignores armor. Yeah. But it has to be your quarry. Okay, so that feels like it's in a good spot. So let's go to large beast. Go for the throat to make sure that it is equally as good for what it costs. So it's 2 charges and 2 actions. So it's got to be much better. Okay, so let's copy this. Let's say preserve column, preserve column, preserve column and row. Okay. All right, so let's copy that. So everything should be identical here. And then we'll just tweak the multiplicator. So it's going to be times 4. So it's gonna scale way better at higher levels. Yeah. Yeah. So 90 damage. Yeah. For a single attack. That's equivalent to a level like a super high tiered spell that ignores armor as well. Because 2. And that's about where we want it. That's about where we want it. I'm surprised it's not way further off. So at low levels, so previously it was concerning at low levels because of incendiary shot, and this costs 2 actions. It used to cost 3, right? It used to cost 3 thrill the hunt charges. Let's pull up the previous document. I had a little accident out there. Yeah. My son was doing something outside and he fell and hurt his head. He's okay. It was just a little bump. But my two girls, they were banging on the door. Bang, 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 bang. Dad, dad, come, 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 come. So I thought someone had died. Okay, let's get back to the danger math. What was I was looking for? The old book. I'm just going to pull up the old version just to make sure we're comparing. Cost 3. Okay, so previously it cost 3 charges. So now that is costing 2. I think we're in an okay spot. Yeah, everybody's okay. Everybody's okay. They were just frightened. Scared me good. Yeah, I think that's in a good spot. Should it cost 2 actions? Should it cost 2 actions? So the numbers here are a little bit underrepresented because it also deals splash damage. So if like this 90 damage like kills that creature, then like you can deal an additional 45 damage to another creature within range. So the damage is a little bit underrepresented, so I think it costing 2 actions is okay. This could be a level 11 ability, twice per encounter, to make it the same as the other one. Oh, let me hide this. So we'll make it a level 11 ability, and then we'll change this level 11 ability to the level 15 ability, since the level 7 Protect Me makes this very, very good. I think that brings the Hunter into a substantially better spot. I'd be willing to I'd be willing to bet that is a much better version of the Hunter than before. Okay, so I think I'm going to swap this. So this subclass might actually end up being a single column, and we'll do something similar to what we did for the Druid, Stormshifter. So let's just change the layout. I want it to be a little bit more easy to read. Then we will change this. We'll do something like that. We'll see if it can all fit. Small, medium, large. Okay. All right, let's see if this works. You guys tell me if this makes more sense than the 2-column version. Is that more better? A little bit better? You like it being single column? Like the rest of the books are moving toward double column layouts throughout, just because it's a lot more space efficient, and I don't want to be flipping pages unnecessarily. So the rest of the book is definitely going more toward 2 columns. But it might make sense here. Double column is easier to read on a phone. That's true. Let's move this over here. Let's go back to 2 columns and see if that helps. And we can just move that up there. Yeah, I mean this does look pretty good too. Let's keep it 2 columns because all the others. Oh, this one is 1 column. All of these are 1 column. Now I don't know what to do. I think that's okay. And now we can, because we were hurting for space, now we can move this down to a more reasonable spot down here. Together, unstoppable. All right, guys. Twin Steel, if you want to take a screenshot, go for it. I think that's where we're landing for now. One column for classes preferred? Maybe. All classes are one column. Two columns look prettier. Oh, you guys. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Delete spread. Okay, so let me ask myself this. Will I go to two columns for the classes? Let's just see what it looks like. I don't think I will. I'd have to relay out like this level thing being on the side. I don't know. Let's take. How does this look? I mean, I might. Please no. I'm doing it. All right. So what if we did? All right. Let's take the commander. We'll duplicate this spread. Let's just see how it looks, guys. But we wouldn't have this. No, I'd have to change the whole layout. I don't have time for that nonsense. All right, guys. You win. We're not changing it. Bruno, hey. We went through the Beastmaster, looked at a bunch of suggestions, looked at your suggestions that had some really cool ideas, some really sweet names. But in the end, I decided that I don't think that the Beastmaster was in a spot where it needed like a wholesale rework, as much as like small balance tweaks. So we spent some time doing some danger math, and we got it into a spot that feels a lot better while comparing it to incendiary shot and some other things. So it's feeling a lot better. This is the latest. If you guys want to take a screenshot of it and do some playtest renos, you definitely can. All right, let's take a look at some of the other suggestions. I've got. Actually, it's 3. I need to eat some breakfast. Maybe I'll cook for just a little bit longer since I'm already in the headspace. Properties. I'll go back to Brave. Nimble questions. Okay. All right. So let's see. So can you guys tell me? Can you guys tell me the next most pressing thing? The next most pressing thing that I should look at in the sheet. Corn Gym have a lot of entries. I've been snacking. I'm snacking on almonds. But yeah, no, I haven't had breakfast yet. Going to have a lot of entries, yeah. I think some of these I've already made. Elixir of Time is a nightmare to run. The party doesn't instantly use it. The GM has to remember and prep the previous day for future sessions. Elixir of Time? Is that part of... where is that? Where is Elixir of Time? There's the Pocket Cauldron. Let me hide this. So some of this is just like just read it again. So it has to be consumed immediately. So no, you can't just like keep it with you. It's like you do this, and it's something that you have to use immediately, and it's something that is like once every 100 years, and like when you find the Pocket Cauldron, what are the chances that it's not been used? So it's up to the GM if this ability is even available on the Pocket Cauldron. So no, it's something that does have to be consumed immediately, and it's something that is up to the GM whether or not it is available. So I think that's okay. That's fine. The tooltip is replacing the description. Oh, did it? Let's see. GM guide. Find next. Pocket Cauldron. Cool rules. All right, I gotta grab it from the other book. Turn that off for a second. Cards. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for the cards. Here it is. Pocket Cauldron. Well, resting Pocket Cauldron can be used to brew your choice of one potion to be consumed immediately. I think that's it. That's it, right? I think that's it, guys. It's not missing anything. All right, let's go back to the notes. Are the mini hands weapons intended to stack with each other? That's up to the GM. It's honestly it's up to the GM if you find any of those, how many you find. That's you know that's sort of a gravity type of situation. Should the adventure be placed after all the content? So the idea is like if you're playing, so things that you need to reference frequently can go on the end sheets, so in the paper. So the chaos table is probably going to be the back end sheets, and then the adventure is going to be like the last thing in the book. So like there's going to be like rules and advice and monsters and things, and the adventure is the last section of the book. So there's going to be useful information in the front and the back, just the printed on the cover. Yeah, but the party doesn't have to brew it. That's true, but like you don't have to prep the day before. Like the day before is just like what already happened. Like if there's a TPK, like the last person who lives, like they go back and like do it again. Like you just try it again. Like it's the thing that you've already prepped. But and also it's just something that the GM can just say like no, this one is it's been used up. A short introduction summary of the adventure for GMs. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, so that's something I'm doing. Let me show you. Let me actually. I'll use that opportunity to sort of show you guys some of the adventures that I've been doing, and I'll show you one. So the overall. So this section has seen a lot of improvements. So this is one of the adventures that is just came in hot off the presses for like the very very high level place, the Shadow Blight. So Fiendish Adventure for 14th level heroes, but you can use the charts in the monster builder to make it for like level 4 heroes, level 10 heroes, or whatever you want. If your party is just like super jazzed about going to the Shadow Blight and like seeing like this spooky dude like walking around, you guys can go there at any level, but by default it's for level 14. So there's a short paragraph about what's going on. There's some quest hooks about how you could possibly start this adventure. There's some traveling encounters, like what happens on the way to this adventure location. And then there's like the different things that happen on the adventure. And then there will be a map. So you can see like this room is connected to that room and that room is connected to that room. We'll wrap it up by talking about, so maybe like right here is where I'll put like the information about, hey, this is the adventure, remember this, blah, 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 blah. So maybe I'll put that there since we've got some space. And then the adventure does start in the middle of things. but the adventures have been definitely consolidated a lot. So it's so this one is just like two like one spread basically. So it's art and then one spread, and then like the next one starts here, and this one has a map since that matters. Ooh, and look, we got the Mangle Mole art. So this is the Mangle Mole. So Krog the Goblin King, um, when he damages with the Mangle Mole, it grapples. Obviously, here's why it grapples. And then his next turn, the next turn, he can swings the grappled creature at another creature, and they both take the damage. So one turn he's setting this thing up, and the other turn he's swinging and smashing people with it. And then the heroes can actually have that as a magical item, and they can just use that. The Mangle Mole. It's pretty sweet. I like that one. I've got the art in for the Garden of Death part of the adventure. This is the green thumb. I don't think I have. I don't have the map for this yet. I'm still working on that. But I've mostly been working on the setting area. So like this art is temporary. Hopefully I'll find better art. So we've got information about Maryvale. We've got NPCs, points of interest. We've got Farhope, the big city in the region. So there's like the three different factions: the Golden Company, the Tower, and the Explorers Guild. Which I love. I love this. A lot of effort has been put into this. Like these are the different groups that can give you quests and stuff. Epic Mind and Epic Mana seem to be worded backwards. Let's take a look at that. Where are the boons? Where's the boons? Epic Mind. I think it could go either way. The boons are probably going to see a pretty good overhaul before everything's all said and done. So at Maryvale, the starting little village, there's Farhope with its factions and a few points of interest, and some NPCs. So each of the factions has NPCs. Then there's like the surrounding valley, different things. There's like foothills and the Sea of Tears and the King's Reach and the Razor Cliffs and all that sort of stuff. We have the Elderwild. So out of all of them, the Elderwild still needs the most work. I had a real hard time working with the writer on this one. Like he wouldn't give me. So I'm gonna have to do it myself. We got the Withering Dunes, which has been worked through a lot, and there's like a cool city, the Red City, that's like on the other side of the desert. They're doing cool stuff. There's some secret plots. The Iceforge Mountains with their human queen. There's some shenanigans happening there. There's an adventure for that. The Shadow Blight is like the high level spooky area that's causing a lot of issues in the area. An adventure for that. Skyreach Isles. If you guys didn't see Terran Pounds, Indestructible, he's working on a pretty sweet adventure for this location. There's the Growling Marshes, which like this is just one of my favorite areas. Like initially, I was like, I don't know about marshes and stuff. Like I don't really like swampy areas. So I sort of tweaked it so that there is now there's the lowlands, which are like the bogs and the swamps and the murky waters, and that is where the witches and the fin serpents and the crabmen live. And then there's the highlands. These are like the muddy knolls and root covered ridges where the ground this is where the necromancers rule, and the witches and the necromancers, they're sort of like at odds with each other. And then there's the Bone War. The witches of the lowlands and the necromancers of the highlands have been in bitter rivalry for control over the Growling Marshes for decades. The witches rely on their natural connection to the land's magic. The necromancers harness death and decay, and they're all always like at each other's throats and sabotaging each other and doing this and doing that. And then the three different factions, the Tower has aligned with the Necromancers because they want some of the spicy knowledge that they have. In the Golden Company, they sort of see the conflict as good, like it's distracting them, keeping them both preoccupied, so they sort of play both sides. In the Explorers Guild, they have allied with the witches instead to do different things. So they want information. So depending on which groups your party goes with, then like you might be allying with this group or that group. There's the Putrid Tower. That's what this is. The Putrid Tower. This is like sort of like the home base for the necromancers, and all sorts of. There's a bunch of encounters and treasures, and there's a cast table. And I started working on the 5e conversion page a little bit. It's a little bit in disarray, but. So that's what I've been working on, guys. This section with like all the background information has taken a ton of time. But I want GMs to be able to like keep going with this adventure if they want to, and give everybody the tools they need to like make their own cool adventures. But I think I'm planning on each of these sections having their own adventure. It depends on how much time we have and how much space we have. We're currently at 113 pages, which is pretty good, and that's with like a few of these spreads like being half empty. And like this needs map still, so like there's going to be like this isn't going to be here. But there's going to be adventure, but that's going to be like used as space for adventure or the Skyreach Isles. So there's going to be a handful more adventures just to sort of show like basically what I did was I gave a few writers like I just sent them a screenshot like here's this page, make an adventure. And like in an afternoon, like one of the guys sent me this. In an afternoon, like Taryn has like already like worked up an adventure for this one, using some of the encounters and plot hooks and different things and his treasures and stuff too. So that's what I've been working on a lot. That one has taken a long time, but it's gone from like very disheveled, like just a raw content to like it's almost done. And like I kind of only need to finish up the Elderwild, like the main forest area. And then I'm going to call it done. And then we just need to finish the a couple of ventures. I'm waiting on like 3. I'm waiting on 4. I've got 4 commissioned already. I've got JP Couvert, who's agreed to do one, which I'm really excited about. Indestructible, Taryn. I've got the guy who did Jack Wales, I think, who did this one. Pablo something who is working on another one, and then maybe 1 or 2 more. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how many there's going to be. I'm put as many as I can reasonably in here because I think more content is not a bad thing. But that's what it's going to be. It's going to be like a sandbox type of adventure with lots of different cool plot hooks and areas to explore. I just want to show you the Red City. So the Red City is a rich city that exists on the other side of the desert, situated at the riverbanks of the Snake River. It earned its name from the blood-red clay used to build its walls. The city is open and welcoming to all travelers, not out of generosity, but to lure in those with skills they can exploit or treasures they can confiscate. So the secret things that's going on here, the Explorers Guild doesn't really care about the Withering Sands, but they do send people over through the deserts in order to like rescue people who've been like kidnapped in the Red City, and like basically treats that as a recruitment type of thing. And the tower, the mages, the group of mages, they have, where is it? They have their I think it's called the Scorched Tower. The Scorched Tower, a permanent mage's encampment. It rises from the heart of the cracked salt flat. Its stone blackened and pitted from centuries of wild magic. The mages of the tower gather here to test the limits of the craft, using the desolate landscape as a shield from prying eyes. So this is where the mages hang out when they're doing some spicy stuff. So yeah, cool stuff like that to give you guys like some nice like fun things to work with. And I might add a few additional monsters as well. No promises. But one of the guys was incredibly interested in the crabmen. I sent one of the writers this spread, and he said, "Hey, the crabmen are speaking to me." So he's going to make an adventure in the Growling Marshes with the crabmen and the witches and stuff. So we'll see. If I need to make a few more monsters, I can. But we'll see. So that's what we've been working on, guys. Appreciate all the input, all the feedback, and Edward and everybody else who's been cooking up things and giving feedback. You guys are really making this community effort, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm just looking forward to running it and playing it myself. So that's where it's coming from for me. So none of the work that's going into this is being wasted. It's really like if you guys don't use it, I will. So. All right, guys. I'm gonna keep plugging away. I'm gonna have a little bit of breakfast and then I'll keep working. So, see you. Uh-oh, where's the off button? Gotta find the off button. There it is.